Get ready. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Start. In the matter of external aid, sir, we cannot be and we should not be unmindful to the fact that no country, however friendly, will be inclined to aid and help another unless it is satisfied that the people of that other country are putting forth their best effort to create more and more wealth by their own toil and labor for raising the standard of living of its people by the removal of poverty, ignorance, and want. Of this sacrifice and supreme effort, I submit, sir, our people have given ample proof in the course of the fulfillment of our last two plans, and it is because of this that all friendly nations which have the resources and the technical know-how are not only eager but anxious to help us to remove poverty and to raise the standard of living of our people. Therefore, sir, with a big plan of the order and dimension of our third 5-year plan, the finance minister, I would venture to say, had no alternative but to ask the people to bear the further burden of taxation with a view to improving the ultimate lot of the common man of this country. We have, however, to see whether the particular taxes imposed have been well chosen and lightly distributed so as not to cause any very great hardship to any particular class of people or trade. Coming now to the other aspects of the budget, we find that of the total additional revenue which is to accrue to the center under the present budget proposals, only rupees 3 crores of additional revenue is to be derived from adjustments made in income tax and corporation tax charges, while the rest are to accrue from customs and excise duties. In so framing his budget proposals, you will see, sir, that the finance minister has relied almost wholly upon the indirect method of taxation rather than on the direct one, which hits only the more affluent and the well-to-do who have the capacity to bear the burden, and he has thus laid himself open to the charge of being partial to the rich and the wealthy classes at the cost of the middle and poorer classes of our people who will be crushed further under the weight of his wide net of new additional taxation proposals. But, sir, such a charge will not be justified. Sir, for raising the rate of surcharge, which is indeed a step in the right direction of bringing nearer the goal of a socialist pattern of society, very little change is made in the structure of direct taxation, perhaps under the belief that under this head that limit of taxation has been reached beyond which it is not possible to tax further, since it is maintained by the higher income groups that with that payment of income tax, super tax, wealth tax, and expenditure tax, etc., no part of their current earned income remains with them, and hence any further taxation would act as the highest disincentive to work and thus affect the production of greater wealth. Whatever the merits of the argument may be, which I do not for a moment appreciate, I would like to know from the finance minister as to how many persons of the higher income group there are in the country who in fact pay by way of taxes all or nearly all that they earn during the year. Under such circumstances, further taxation on them would not only have been not unjustified, but I would rather say was called for. Such a step seems to me to have been all the more necessary because of the fact that it is this class of persons who have benefited most from the last two plans as compared to any other, and as such I note with regret that no drastic steps have been taken to mop up the ill-gotten gains of this class of persons. Coming now to the indirect taxes which have been levied, it will be noticed that our of rupees 57 crores of additional duty to be derived under this head, almost as much as 21 crores, or in other words a little over one third of it, is duty on commodities consumed by the poor and middle classes, while it may be considered that in levying this class of taxation the finance minister has taken pains to see that, so far as possible, only such commodities in the common man's use may be taxed as are of a non-essential character, such as tea, coffee, betel nut, tobacco, cigarette, cigars, etc. But the duty which has been levied on vegetable oil, mill-made cotton and woolen yarn, medium grey cloth and higher grade kerosene oil cannot be considered to be of non-essential character. These particular duties are bound to hit the middle income and the lower income groups of people who, because of the prevailing high prices, find it difficult to make their two ends meet.